And we're still, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my, oh my god, Jesus. Hi legends, today I'm gonna show you the max DPS Necromancer Inferno 6 dungeon build. It is so strong. It is a spin to win build and I love it. All you need to do is run and spin to win and you're gonna do fine. We are using the Corpse Lance, the Grim Scythe, the Bone Spirit, and the Bone Armor. These are gonna be all our skills. For the primary, we're using Soulfire, but mainly you're not gonna need that. For the ancestors, very quickly, we're gonna have the Study Menace. Whenever you hit them with the Corpse Lance, you're gonna apply a bleed. The other one is gonna be the Unfilled Grave, that every time that you activate the Bone Armor, you're gonna consume the corpses around you and increase your damage up to 38%. Very strong. And Sisus Cusp, this one, it is gonna be every time you have the Bone Armor activate, you also gonna increase your critical hit damage by 30%. The Ravening Silence, this is the MVP of this build. Grim Scythe now is going to trigger all the continuous damage instantly, so it's going to resolve them. So if you have a lot of dots on the target, damage over time like bleeds and burning effects, you're gonna pretty much just instant do damage and do like millions and millions and millions just because of these answers. It is really strong and you're gonna love it. The other one is gonna be the main hand, the Defiling Swarm, the one that is gonna be responsible for you to have your Green Scythe rotating around you. Then we're gonna have here the new Inferno 6 main hand. The critical hits from your Bone Spirits now gonna trigger some Soul Novas, which is like some AoE that's gonna come up out of the targets, and whenever you're gonna have multiple targets, it's gonna be insane amount of damage. The Dead's Ingress, the Bone Spirits now, they're gonna absorb the soul of the mobs around you, have like these Bone Spirits roaming around you, and this is where like the spin to win comes, right? So you see these Bone Spirits like just rotating. Whenever they hit the target, they create these Soulfire Novas, and you can have up to five of these Bone Spirits around you as long as you are near the 5 targets. Now here for the green set items, we are using the 4 pieces augments, increase the duration of our burning effects and also applying an extra burn on the target. The 2 pieces barons, very key, because again we are extending the duration of our harmful effects on the target by 30%. And last but not least, we also have here the Vithu Surge to increase the duration of our beneficial effects, which applies for our buffs and also our legendary gem buffs. And talking about legendary gems, well, let's go into them. We are starting here with the S tier 1-star Mr. Elixir, which is also going to increase the duration of our harmful effects to 20%, up to 24% if you have at rank 10. Unfortunately, I still don't have, maybe soon. Then we have the 2-star Mother's Lament, increase our critical hit chance by 20%, and also is gonna create an extra bleed with a blood spike. We also have here the new Colossus engine. This is a very powerful gem. It's gonna increase our skill damage, our size, and our skill range by a lot, and it is very useful. But if you don't have it, don't worry, you can use the 1-star Entropic. Well, also very strong. The other new 2-star gem, which is the Spectral Glass, whenever you hit with a critical hit strike on the target, you're gonna shatter that armor for 2 seconds, increasing your damage by 16% and also increase our critical hit chance against them. Have in mind, all of these values are just scaling up if you have rank 10. Then we have the Rolling Consequence, increase our critical hit chance and also apply a debuff, which is gonna make some burning explosions. Very powerful. Mother's Lament is gonna give you a buff that's gonna increase all our damage. Super powerful. And the last 2 is gonna be the Pain Clasp. Every time that we have a bleed, the burning, or anything like that, it's gonna increase all our damage. And then last but not least, we have the Bloodsoaked Jade to increase our damage, but mainly to increase our movement speed. Very strong. But also, in case you don't have any of these gems that I'm showing here, don't worry, I'm going to show you here a few options that you can actually switch with that are very simple. You'll have the Everlasting Tournament. It is going to be a damage over time gem. Whenever you're going to do a critical hit strike, you're going to apply this damage and you're going to resolve it with a Vortex, which is going to be extremely strong. You'll have another 1-star, which is going to be the Berserker Eye. You also have the Entropic Well, as I mentioned, Duration, gonna increase your skill damage. I don't have it here, but the Fervent's Fang, also super solid choice whenever you attack the target multiple times. You're gonna have these stacks applied to the target, increasing the damage by a lot. The other one and very solid option obviously is gonna be the Viper's Bite as well, an extra dot that you're gonna resolve on the target. And last but not the least, you also can use, if you're a whale, a big rank Bottle Hope that's gonna increase your damage and movement speed, which is gonna make you go slightly faster. Here on the runes, I just want to give a big shout out here, as always, to the Seer. We have this substat. The monsters have 9% of exploding, creating some extra damage. You have also the Tier that's going to increase the attack speed and the beneficial effect duration. And the other one is going to be the blue rune on the main hand. It's going to increase our movement speed. You want to always be fast to run these dungeons as fast as you can. And if you're lucky enough, you have the Zoo on or offhand that's going to increase your critical hit chance by 4%. Super strong. Have in mind that there is also a very important substat here, which is the potency. Try to focus always on armor penetration and on your potency, because whenever you have your potency, it is high, you're gonna also extend the duration of your debuffs, which means the longer they are, the more damage your build is gonna do. So we have potency, we have the 2 pieces barons, we also have the 2 pieces augments, and we have the misery elixir, which means that, for example, our burning effect, instead of being a 10 seconds duration, it is almost like 20 seconds, which means that whenever we explode it with the ravening silence, pretty much we're just gonna have double damage output just because of it. And that's how even you as a free-to-play player can actually do a lot of damage. Now here for the Paragon, we are using the Unseen Dynamism, Uncanny, Ungifted, Bloodthirst, and also Superiority. This pretty much is gonna increase all of your damage as a whole. It's going to be very strong. For the legendary skill, it is going to be the Dead's Release, because we are using a lot of damage over time. So the continual damage harmful effects, whenever they expire, this is going to also create a 30% total of the damage AoE ability. So you guys can see how these actually start becoming like really powerful on the dungeons, because we have so many mobs out there. For the Warband Room, whenever I'm gonna spam dungeons, usually I always go here with the Attacker Room, increase critical hit chance, all damage, and critical hit damage. These are very strong remnants that you can farm with your Warband, and if they still don't have, and it's gonna also increase your damage by a lot. For the Reforged sets, well, I'm gonna show you here ones that I have. I am using damage to demons, attack speed, duration to beneficial effect duration, critical hit damage, and then I also am using all skill damage, because I use a lot of skill damage in this build. But if you don't have this, well, you can always go with the damage to loss of controls. It is also very powerful, and it's gonna trigger you here the vengeance bonus. Either way, you cannot gonna go wrong with it. So enough about the build, let's go and dive deep into the action. I want to show you this build inside PvE, inside the dungeon. Unfortunately, I still cannot do challenge dungeons because I still don't have the combat rating. I am very close to it. So now here we have the action when it comes to the dungeons. Hopefully we already have here a Crusader, so it's gonna be close, man. Crusaders, they are like definitely up there when it comes to the damage, but our Necromancer, I am sure, also is gonna do a lot of damage. If you guys don't know, they actually updated something that now the bosses, even in normal dungeon, they have a chance, like these mini bosses, of dropping some green set items. So whenever I'm near the mobs, I'm gonna trigger the Bone Spirits, which is gonna make me very strong. Like I just go, I absorb them, I can have up to these like 5 spirits. It's just like super strong. Have in mind that I am having like 1.5 million DPS. If I was in a challenge dungeon, I will probably have more damage, because the mobs just have like 4 times the extra health. So the more health they have, the more damage output you're gonna have. Maybe like in 2 weeks, I'm gonna be able to actually just reach to the challenge dungeons. I am having a lot of fun. I like builds that, you know, all I need to do, I just need to go and run, right? Like that's all I want to do. Another tip, like when it comes like to the movement speed, if you want to increase it, you can actually put, for example, a bottle hope, because we don't have any movement speed ability. There's also like these affixes that I can show you here, that it is for the corpse lance. Corpse lance is gonna increase the damage movement speed of you for 3 seconds. So because we are always using these around us, we're gonna have an increased movement speed, which is gonna be like really nice for you to actually go and always keep like the pace when it comes to the build. You also have the Clandestine. I think I have also one of these pieces. Oh, I like just around there. Movement speed is also increased up to 12% whenever you start killing the monsters, and you know like how it is inside the dungeons. You're always killing these mobs. Obviously, when it comes like to this build, I mean, there are definitely some struggles when it comes like to the single target, but either way, nothing like that hard, man. Like we are still like outputting like a decent amount of damage. There are definitely like better dungeons to show like the DPS of this build when it comes like to Namari, Forgotten Tower, and even like caverns. All these dungeon builds are very easy to do. I just like to have something that I can carry. I don't really sweat a lot, and pretty much I just go and I farm my green set items. So hopefully we're gonna be able to reach to the challenge dungeon. This is the build. I hope that you guys gonna go enjoy it. It is the max DPS Necromancer Inferno 6 build. I love it. I'm having a huge blast. You can use it for terror rifts, challenge rifts. You pretty much can use it for anything that you want. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Go have some fun, Necromancers. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.